Welcome everybody to Fort Mill, South Carolina once again, here to take in some ECBL action on this Sunday afternoon here on a beautiful sunny day in the southeastern U.S. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. We are about to watch the defending champion PrimeTime Players taking on the visiting Carolina Crusaders out of Columbia, South Carolina. Right now we're going through the starting lineups. PrimeTime Players are coming in undefeated on the season, 8-0, having a strong season, looking to defend their title once again. Carolina Crusaders are 3-5 coming in. Carolina Crusaders, I believe, are in the playoffs, or actually they're just one slot out. They need to win today to stay within striking distance of the playoffs. PrimeTime is the only undefeated team remaining in the Southern Conference at 8-0. After the Carolina Thunder fell yesterday to the Charlotte Tribe in the Southern Conference matchup. So that leaves one standing alone, undefeated at this point in the season in the Southern Conference. In the Northern Conference, you've got the Winston-Salem Wolves still undefeated at 8-0, but they don't play this weekend. So PrimeTime looking to be the first team this season to go to 9-0 if they can get the win today. But of course, the Carolina Crusaders and Anton Greer, top scorer for the Carolina Crusaders, will have something to say about that. We will be underway in just a moment. I'll get you up to speed on the rosters and what have you as we get going here. PrimeTime is in the home whites, the blue trim on their shorts and colorways. Carolina Crusaders in their visiting reds, gray lettering. These teams are very familiar with each other, both being in the Southern Conference for several years. Unfortunately, Carolina having a tougher season this year, looking to get a win. Right away, PrimeTime wins the tip over to Chris Moore. Good ball moving inside to P.J. Heath, and right away, Heath spends some extra time on the rim with that dunk. Puts PrimeTime up 2-0 with a bucket by number 11, P.J. Heath. Foul on the floor. Ball will stay with Carolina. Carolina Crusaders actually are out of Columbia, South Carolina. Not too far south here from Fort Mill, so this is an all South Carolina matchup here today. And I have to tell you, it's probably the most beautiful day of the year that I've experienced in 2019 out here. The sun is shining. No air conditioning here, as you know, if you've watched the broadcast here in Bank Street, but that's okay today. Nice, cool cross breeze going on in this 100-year-old gym. Deep shot, rims out, no good. Crusaders just cannot get the putback bucket. Tapped around once again with the offensive rebound. 3 offensive rebounds in a row for the Crusaders. Deep shot, rattles in. And the Crusaders are on the board. That shot by Melvin Rogers of the Crusaders. That mid-range jumper ties the ball game early, 2-2. Chris Moore probing the defense. Gets it out to Odell Turner. Now back to Moore. Moore back to Heath. Heath stops. Too strong. Oh, misses everything over the basket. Going the other direction. Deep shot. Neither team finding the range early. And that shot is good. And we've got a timeout on the floor right away. I believe the Carolina Crusaders want to talk things over. That last shot by number 15, Andre Belton. So the ECBL is composed of teams across the Southeast, from Petersburg, Virginia, as the northernmost team, and I believe Augusta, Georgia, is the southernmost team, with teams spanning Durham, Florence, South Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Winston-Salem that I mentioned earlier, Fort Mill. Although Fort Mill is the PrimeTime Players, they're not called the Fort Mill Players. They're called the PrimeTime Players, but they play their home games here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. We've got the Carolina Chosen Lions up in Rocky Mount, and then East Carolina plays their games out near Greenville, North Carolina. So all across Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. Deep outside shot is good by Zarik Lolar. His first shot of the game. Now, want a quick note here. That white line, the NBA three-point line, is the official line today. This gym has a temporary NBA three-point line. That's going to count. Good shot over the top by Andre Belton. His second bucket closes the gap or puts them up by 2, actually. Early lead here for the Crusaders. Rattled out. Rebounded by the Crusaders, going the other way. That rebound grounded by Timothy Fortenberry. Fortenberry, a good outside shooter. Rebounded by Lolar. Good look-ahead pass to Turner. Turner with the step-through up and good. Just powers his way over the top. First basket of the game for Odell Turner. Chris Moore, first shot, no good. Misses everything. That's a rarity for Chris Moore. And he's talking to the referee. He feels like he was tapped on the elbow on that shot. May have a point. And the only reason I say that, I didn't actually see if he got tapped, but it's rare that Chris Moore would airball something like that. So, but all knotted up now at 7-all. 8:43 left here in the first. Turner bringing the ball up. Cross-court pass almost stolen away, knocked out of bounds. No, yes, is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with PrimeTime. I thought he had saved it there on the far side, but no such luck. Nine to 7 now. Crusaders still up by 2. Deep shot by Lolar. No good that time. Fortenberry tried to feed it inside to Dunn. Broken up. Heath with the extra pass. Gives it up to DeAndre Pratt. And Pratt's on the board with 2. That ties it up at 9. Just under 8 minutes to play now here in the first. You're starting to hear the PrimeTime cheerleaders in the background. Battle inside and good. Those offensive rebounds paying off for Carolina Crusaders early here in this one. Back up by 2, 11 to 9. Lolar with the mid-range. He's going to draw the foul. Misses everything, but was fouled on the shot, so he'll get 2 at the line. Zarik Lolar, the 6'2" guard out of Wingate. A new addition to the PrimeTime roster this year. He's been starting most of the year. Good pickup for the PrimeTime players, the defending champions. They look to make another championship run this year. Crusaders now working in the half court. It's at the elbow. Covered up by Chris Moore. Slapped away. That's going to be a deep outside shot. I don't know if that's going to be a 3, but that is going to be a foul. It's going to send him to the line for a couple of attempts at the charity stripe. It's going to be Marcellus Dunn. Dunn's first shot, no good. So Carolina still holding on to that 2-point lead. He's got one more coming. Marcellus Dunn on the board now. Pushes that lead out to 3. And the third one is also good. Largest lead of the game now for the Crusaders. Shot by Pratt. Rims out. Turner tiptoes on the line. Is able to save it. Gets it back to Moore. Up the top to Heath. Back in the center to Turner. Turner stops, turns around, drops it in. Nice play by Turner. Good ball movement by the PrimeTime players as they cut that lead back down to 2. Carolina looking to answer here. Little drop step over the top, no good. Rebounded by Heath, and here's what PrimeTime likes to do. They like to get out in transition. Heath finds Moore. Double team by Moore. Good defense recovery there by the Carolina Crusaders. Deep, outside shot, no good though. Didn't rotate back to pick up Pratt. He's got 5 on the day. Stolen, here's Pratt, wide alone. And thunder dunk by DeAndre Pratt. Just like that, PrimeTime's gone back up by 3, retaking the lead, and they've taken control once again. Big rebound by Lolar. Those offensive rebounds that were working for Carolina early aren't working now. Ball over here. I wasn't able to dive on it. Marcellus Dunn will inbound over here. On this end, I believe we've got a timeout on the floor. Media timeout here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. If you guys were watching last week, you might have noticed we were up in Portsmouth, Virginia for the first kickoff event of the NBA draft season, as 64 of the top college seniors were in competition in front of 29 NBA teams, hundreds of agents, dozens and dozens of overseas teams also there. So the reason I'm telling you this, even though the event is over, you can go back and watch all those things on netcastsports.com. There is a shot clock today, I will tell you that. We don't have that on our screen, but I will do my best to keep you apprised of when the shot clock is running down. Full shot clock right now, 24 seconds. 16-13 in favor of the PrimeTime players here in Fort Mill. When we get a chance, we'll start running down some of the scores from the action this week in the ECBL. Sean Kennedy running the point now for the Crusaders. Over to Fortenberry. Fortenberry finds Andre Belton. Empty trip there for Carolina. Man. Athletic play there by Moore to get the ball over. I have the assist as the ball came over to my table. I was able to grab it. I'll make sure they get that in the scorebook. So that time, blown opportunity there by the PrimeTime. 5 minutes left to go here in the first. And our scoreboard seems to be a bit askew. We'll work on that. I promise you that score was not correct. It must be a reading error. So when the ball came careening over here, it looks like it may have tapped our equipment just a bit, but not to worry. We will get that straightened out as quickly as possible. Still 16-13. And that 3 pushes the lead out 19-13. I believe that 3 was by Pratt. Largest lead of the ballgame now by PrimeTime after trailing. Crusaders have not scored. After leading 13-9, PrimeTime has run off 10 straight now. I believe this is the 7th game we've done this year of the ECBL. We've got 3 more coming for the regular season. And, of course, the playoffs. Big outside shot by Odell Turner. And that is a big shot. Pushes the lead out to 9. Crusaders have really got to get some offense going on this trip. Melvin Rogers was directing traffic, looking for his teammates to do something specific there, but I'm not sure what was trying to be developed by the team. But however, they are keeping the ball. 3:44 left here in the first. Kick the outside, Fortenberry. He can hit that shot. Faded away on that one though. He's at his best when he's able to square up and just sort of step into his shot. He's got a good quick release. That time he was sort of falling to his left. But Crusaders will keep the ball. Now we see Chris Spriggs in, running the point. Spin move, and that's going to be a foul. They're going to call traveling on Melvin Rogers. No argument from Rogers. So this game has definitely turned in momentum as the Crusaders have been sitting on 13 points for quite some time. PrimeTime has stormed back, have scored 13 unanswered. Here's Trey Suttles in for the first time. Suttles with the mid-range, good. Deep shot, no good. Quick shot early in the shot clock. Here comes PrimeTime once again, now up by double digits. Heath to Turner, now Suttles on the post to Heath. Heath, such a versatile player, can play multiple positions, turns around, drops it in. Good touch by Heath, he's got 4. So now PrimeTime, after trailing 13-9, have doubled up the score, 26-13. Crusaders looking for some kind of offense anywhere. Extra pass by Fortenberry. Almost a shot clock violation. There's more. Down in the corner to Pratt. Pratt driving up. Good, DeAndre Pratt. Pratt having a nice first quarter here so far. He's got 12 early. So timeout on the floor. 28-13 in favor of the PrimeTime players. 2:14 left here in the first. Coming to you live from Fort Mill, South Carolina, here in ECBL action. We'll be back after this break. All right, we'll give you a quick rundown now of some of the scores around the league from this weekend. The York County All-Stars, a non-ECBL team, took on the PrimeTime players on Friday in an exhibition game. Actually defeated the PrimeTime players. That won't count for the season. York County came in stacked. Then the league play kicked off once again on Saturday. The Augusta Eagles got the win over the Hampton Roads Warriors on the road. So Hampton Road drops that one by 1. I think that's the second or third game they've dropped by 1 this year. It's at least a second on their home floor. And Augusta Eagles 112, Hampton Roads 111. The Gastonia Snipers, a travel team this year, they also were on the road in Petersburg, Virginia. They got the win 133-131. And the North Carolina Coyotes were on the road in Rocky Mount, North Carolina against the Chosen Lions. And they lost by 130-131. Meanwhile, the Charlotte Tribe in the shock upset of the game, I don't know if it's really a shock to people who keep up with the league, but they got the win over the previously undefeated Carolina Thunder 114-100. That was in Latimer School Gymnasium in Latta, South Carolina, which we broadcast just a couple of weeks ago from. Back in action here. So under 2 minutes to play here, 28-13. Carolina not having any kind of offense for a while. Several minutes have passed. And we have not seen even a semblance of offense from the Carolina Crusaders. And while PrimeTime leaving points on the at the line there as P.J. Heath misses his first free throw. Heath's second free throw is good. That's 5 points on the day already for P.J. Heath. Trey Suttle's bringing the ball up now. On the lower block to Heath. Heath kicks it back out. Brian Mobley will track that one down. Mobley was not in the game we had broadcast just a couple of weeks ago here. Mobley will inbound to Chris Moore. Moore being picked up defensively by Andre Belton. Belton working to stay with Moore. Moore sort of shook him loose, but Moore sort of shook him loose, got the ball over, and I paused momentarily because it looked like the referee got hit in the head by the ball. But he seems okay. Carolina with a minute to go now. We've got a clock situation here. I'll apologize for that, but it's still 42 seconds left. Unfortunately, these old gyms, they don't always read the clock correctly. So we're at 13 seconds left. Five seconds. And PrimeTime just opened up here, as they tend to do. That ball careens up into the rafters. So at the end of one, PrimeTime 33 to Crusaders 15. Crusaders went for about 10 minutes with only scoring 2 points. Well, about 7 minutes. So they've got to find some offense here in the second quarter. We'll be back after the break. So second quarter about to start here. PrimeTime up by 18 points now already, 33 to 15. And a quick note, as we bring our scoreboard up, in this gym, this is one of the issues here, is that the 10-digit doesn't work here on the scoreboard. So it's actually 11:38 left here in the first. Oh, I'm sorry, in the second, 11:38. Even I'm wrong, but 11:38. So it says 1:38, but once we get down under the 10-minute mark, it will correctly represent the scoreboard here. Deep outside shot by Mobley, rims out. Rebounded by Carolina. There's going to be a foul on the floor as T.J. Boykin wanted to push the ball, and that almost could be a clear path foul. But they're going to inbound it on the side. So Carolina desperately looking for some offense here of some type. They've got to get something going here You really don't want PrimeTime to be able to just cruise in the open court. Tough play. Carolina looking to work the ball around. Carolina up over the middle and good. That shot good by Marcellus Dunn. Moore to Pratt. Pratt spins. Nice shot by DeAndre Pratt. Good ball movement by Moore and Pratt. Pratt having a really nice game. 35-17 now. So even though Carolina finally got some offense, no ability to stop PrimeTime on the defense would just be fatal. Nice driving, running shot there by Chris Spriggs. Pratt with the fake to the outside and good. DeAndre Pratt. Spriggs. Almost a lid on the bucket for some players on the Crusaders. Out to Pratt. Pratt's been hard to stop. Pratt gets around his man. Reverse. Good. What a beautiful play by DeAndre Pratt. And he is really piling up the points now. He's got 18 in his first half already. .02 left in the first. In the second. I apologize I keep mistaking that. 39-19, 20-point lead in favor of PrimeTime. We've got a timeout on the floor. Back in action here. So 10:02 on the clock. And I apologize, our scoreboard is having trouble with this, with what we've got here, but now it is correct. 9:57 left. Second quarter, and we'll be good the rest of the way. Deep outside shot is good, and they really needed that, and they're going to call that a three. That shot by Anton Greer. First time we've heard from Greer today. We expect to see a lot more offense from him. Kick out to Mobley. Mobley. I'm not sure that would have been a three. Inside to Moore. Moore with the turnover. Kicks it out. And feed in front. And they cannot make the transition bucket pay off. Lolaw with the extra pass to Moore. That one rims out. They kind of dodged the bullet with that one. Moore looking to work it inside to Mobley. Mobley up and good. Brian Mobley with his first bucket that I've got. My counts of total scoring totals are unofficial, so they will post the box score after the game. So PrimeTime continuing to push the lead out. They're up by 19. They were up by 20 just a few moments ago, but right now cruise control early. Moving the ball well, finding the open man, able to finish and just doing what PrimeTime does, which is they just don't make a lot of mistakes, and they capitalize on their opponent's mistakes. Now here's Anton Greer looking to get started. Kicks it down in the corner. Rimmed out, no good. Big rebound. Those offensive rebounds have been solid, but they've just not been able to put them back. Fortenberry, he got an offensive rebound, and he also misses everything. Turner with the turnover. And here's Greer, up and good. Anton Greer. There's a small contingent here in the house in favor of the Carolina Crusaders. They'd really like to get Greer going. Lolar drives to open space, fadeaway, no good. Tough shot by Lolar. Here's Greer. He's going to take a nice little mid-range jumper and good. Anton Greer starting to warm up. That could be trouble for the primetime players. Just like that, back-to-back buckets, 3 in a row. Crusaders looking for space. Deep outside shot by Greer, no good. That was beyond the NBA three-point line. Here's Lolar. He's looking to see who's running with him. Decides to pull it back. Feed to Suttles. Suttles way off the block. Over to Turner. Turner's going to be called for taking steps. So slowly but surely, the Carolina Crusaders are trying to creep back into this game. Now they've cut the lead to 15. We're down by 20 earlier. A bucket here would really be good. Antoine Greer, big outside shot, and that's 3. Greer on a roll now. He's got 10 in the game, coming on strong and heating up. Cuts the lead to 12. Prime time. Here's Lolar cutting through the middle. He's going to get the foul, and the and one. He's going to the line. Zariq Lolar is a point guard that you have to like, especially if you're a fan of old school, throwback, fundamental point guards. A big guard running the point for prime time makes him formidable, even more formidable than last year. Rebound grab by Andre Belton after he misses the free throw. So Crusaders fortunate to only allow 2 on that last trip by Primetime. Here's Greer, the man of the hour, now being picked up by Suttles. Suttles taking his defensive challenge. Greer drove on him, then pulls back out, and now Greer's playing to the crowd, playing to the kid. It's a small fan running alongside the score on the baseline, the sideline with Greer. Anton Greer really having a strong quarter now. 47-33 in favor of Primetime. That time Lolar makes it pay. Eight points now for Zariq Lolar in this one. 6:20 left on the clock. Of course they're going to be looking for Greer. Now he's matched up with Heath. Primetime keeps switching, trying to find somebody who can stop Greer. That time Heath was able to slow him down just a bit. We'll see how well that goes. Here goes Moore. He's an offensive threat as well. Over to Suttles. Suttles inside to Heath. Heath giving up to Lolar. Crusaders scrambling on defense. Kick outside Turner, left alone. Odell Turner's shot too strong. Fortenberry had it, but it bounced over to Greer. Greer on the run. And he finds, I believe, he found a cutting Melvin Rogers. So Greer with the assist. Lead still at 13 for Primetime. Turner just inside the three-point line. I'm not sure. Turner may not be aware of the NBA three-point line. He may have. He keeps shooting these long jumpers. Lolar is shot. Oh, all but down and in. Subtle shot blocked. Melvin Rogers with the block on the last play by Suttles. Suttles a post player, a bit undersized, but strong in the post. And Primetime, even though they're up by 13, they feel like they're a little out of sorts. Something you don't normally see from this home team. Crusaders also want to talk things over, so we've got a break on the floor. I believe this is immediate timeout. 5:13 left in the second. 48-35. Still in favor of Primetime here in Fort Mill, South Carolina. You're watching the ECBL here on netcastsports.com. You can follow us on Twitter at netcastsports, of course. We'll take a quick break while we put some All-Stars on the floor out there for you. Appreciate everybody joining us today. NBA playoffs are in full effect. But we're here taking in some semi-pro action here. In South Carolina. If you missed the top of the broadcast, we ran down some of the standings. Carolina Thunder fell yesterday for the first time in the season. They're still at 8-1, and they are top of the Southeast Division. Carolina Crusaders are third in the Southeast Division. Trying to get a win today to move into second. If they could get that win today, I believe they may, because they've played more games, they may still be in third, but they need a win. Meanwhile, PrimeTime, they lead the Southwest Division, 8-0, looking to stay undefeated today. It's going to be a foul going the other way. He may have stepped on the baseline. So PrimeTime looking for some offense now. They've been clicking all day, but the last 5 minutes or so, it's been Anton Greer and Carolina Crusaders defense is ramped up, and they're still crashing the boards effectively. The one thing the Crusaders have had going for them on both ends is their rebounding, especially on the offense, but they haven't been able to make it pay off. And there's a perfect example. Turner, another tiptoe rebound, but then a turnover, and Greer with the fingertip George Gervin-esque roll. Anton Greer continues to be the story of the second quarter. He cuts the lead to 11. Tried to pick up the charge, no call. And here we go again. Carolina with another defensive stop. They've got to get offense on every trip there to try to keep this thing close. Inside, forced in and good by Andre Belton. He's got 6 on the day. So PrimeTime, a rare look, they're sort of out of sorts, trying to run their offense. Another turnover, PrimeTime. Here's the Crusaders up and good. Chris Spriggs was his third bucket of the day. And they cut it to 7 now, 48-41. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a ball game on our hands once again. PrimeTime was up by 20, now only up by 7. A 3-possession game. Turner in trouble, outside. Shot clock at 10. And there is going to be a charge on Chris Moore. Or maybe, it's actually going to be on DeAndre Pratt. I think he got called for a moving screen. Another turnover. Turnovers have been the story. Well, I just said the story was Anton Greer, so we'll say there's multiple storylines in this second quarter. Offensively for the what? I thought it is a turnover. Just unbelievable. Anton Greer's beside himself that he would make such a nonsensical turnover there in the backcourt. Not him, but his teammate. So PrimeTime with the ball once again. Feet inside, touch pass from Heath over to Trey Suttles, but knocked away. Crusaders defense has just been rabid on the inside. Feet up, no good. They continue to struggle, but another offensive rebound and putback. That time by Melvin Rogers. Cuts the lead to 5. PrimeTime. Another turnover. It's just back-to-back turnovers. PrimeTime completely out of sorts. And yet Carolina cannot make it pay, and then they get another offensive rebound. PrimeTime, the story has just been turnovers and not boxing out on the defensive end. Here's DeAndre Pratt in transition. Threw the ball, but that's going to stay with PrimeTime. It actually went off of Chris Spriggs. Crusaders have to be really happy with their defensive effort here in this second quarter. Still trailed by 5. Turner gives it up to Suttles. Moore was cutting through the lane, but he was picked up well. Up to the top to Turner. Unable to hit that top of the key shot. I'll tell you, the offensive efficiency for Carolina outside of Anton Greer hasn't been great. If they could just start hitting some of those shots, and that'll help right there. They cut the lead to 3 as the bucket by Marcellus Dunn drops. He's got 8 on the day. Ladies and gentlemen, it does look like we've got a battle brewing right here. And that's going to be a foul. It's going to send DeAndre Pratt to the line. I believe that's going to go against Sam Dotson. I'm sorry, TJ Boykin. And TJ Boykin is telling the ref that he believes that Pratt is pushing off. And the referee is explaining that he has to give him space. 48-45. 2:15 left here in the second quarter. It's almost halftime. Pratt's second shot coming. PrimeTime just suddenly finding a lid on the basket. Everything was coming so easy for them earlier. Now, trouble. Crusaders haven't been that efficient either. Done another turnover. Turnovers are just what Coach Chris Thomas is going to be talking about at halftime. As Greer once again, Anton Greer, another bucket on a run out, cuts the lead to 1. 48-47 in favor of the PrimeTime players here at home. Lolar over to Moore. Pete Heath looking to set the pick. Moore to Heath, kick out to Lolar. Lolar's foot was on the line. That's going to be a 2. But it helped stop the bleeding for PrimeTime. And they push the lead back to 3. Spriggs now. Over to Dunn. And Boykin now into the Greer. It seems like Greer has been quieted a bit by the defense of P.J. Heath. We'll see how that continues to play out. Nice footwork right there by Marcellus Dunn. Cuts the lead back to 1. Crusaders they leave Turner open and he nails the 3. Odell Turner with the 3. Under a minute now. And unfortunately, our clock just does not want to read this older scoreboard in here correctly. So it's 38.4 seconds. I believe we've gotten some help here. 17 seconds left on the clock. 53-51. Lolar shot no good. Rebounded. Here's the man, Anton Greer. Let's see what he could cook up here. Drive, kick out to Spriggs. Spriggs shot no good. Rebounded by Pratt. There's a foul in the backcourt with 1.7. And we've got looks like Chris Spriggs may have sent flying out of bounds, but there is a foul on the play. 1.7 left in the half. So let's level set here, 53-51. The Crusaders early on pulled out to a 13-9 lead in the first quarter. Then PrimeTime came storming back and took a 20-point lead early in the second. Now, Crusaders have just forced, I would have to say, double-digit turnovers here in the second. And PrimeTime's been flustered and their offense has stagnated. And Crusaders have really crashed the boards on both ends, especially the offensive end. And now trail by 2 with Anton Greer at the line. Greer's first shot rattles in. And Anton Greer has been the offensive answer for the Crusaders here in the second. He's got 18 by my count. And now Pratt is going to have a shot on the other end. Pretty much getting the chance to negate Greer's shot. With 1.7 left here in the second. And Pratt has also had a monster first 2 quarters. He's got 19. So we really got a battle here between Greer and Pratt offensively. Greer has been somewhat slowed down by the defense of P.J. Heath, but he's been enough. And that's going to do it for the first half, 54-52 in favor of PrimeTime. PrimeTime pulled out by 20, now lead by only 2. We will be back after the half here from Fort Mill, South Carolina. You're watching the ECBL on netcastsports.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we get started here, getting ready for the second half here in Fort Mill. I'll give you some quick totals if I can from the first half. Leading scorer for the Carolina Crusaders, Anton Greer with 18. Leading scorer for the PrimeTime players, DeAndre Pratt with 19. Zarik Lolar for PrimeTime had a nice little first half. 10 points. A lot of turnovers. I'm going to say 15 to 20 turnovers in the first half. I mean, that may be hyperbolic, but wow. The story of the first half was definitely PrimeTime turning the ball over in the second quarter, and that lead evaporating to where we are right now. So we're about to get the third period underway, and as before we bring up the clock once again, I'll give the disclaimer that here in this gym, the tens digit does not display. So as you see on your scoreboard, it looks like it says 2 minutes. It's actually 12 minutes, and it will not be correct until we go into the 10-minute marks, the 9:59. So please just bear with us. I mean, after all, this is a historic gym, over 100 years old. So, no air conditioning, but we've got working lights and everything. So, we've got that going for us. And you can't have everything. You can have history, and they do the best they can. And it's a great gym to play in. It's got this old school feel. We're underway here. It's PrimeTime holding on by 2. Talked to Anton Greer at the half. Really came on strong in that second quarter, and he was just the spark plug, the dominant offensive player. Scored all of his points in the second quarter. He has an AAU team, and he actually had to drive an hour and a half to get here and showed up late. So Crusaders are glad that he arrived when he did, cutting into that 20-point lead. Now they got the ball with a chance to tie it early. Working the ball around, looking for the shot. 4-3 on the shot clock. Fortenberry's shot no good, and that's going to be going the other way anyway. His shot would not have counted. So empty trip for the Carolina Crusaders. Unfortunately for them, PrimeTime, I'm sure that Chris Thomas had several things to talk about. Number one, just being turnovers. They're just really sloppy with the ball in the second quarter. They had good ball movement in the first quarter and took that 20-point lead. Here we go, right away, another turnover for the Crusaders. Almost turned it back over, able to hold on to it, not able to make it work on the offensive end. They're just getting these opportunities, and they're not letting them pay off, or not having to pay off. So PrimeTime dodges a bullet. If PrimeTime wants to hold on to this lead, they've got to take better care of the basketball here in the second. Shot up, rolls around, and good for DeAndre Pratt. Picks up right where he left off in the first. And Pratt's been the offensive firepower, the weapon for PrimeTime in this one. Feet inside, and there's going to be a foul. But Melvin Rogers, angry at himself, got free of his defender, spun around, had nothing but himself facing the basket, and couldn't finish it. But he did draw the foul on the way to the basket, so he's got 2 coming. First shot for Rogers is good. Cuts that lead back to 3. Second basket drops. So we're back to where we started the half. 10:22 left in the second. Odell Turner on the break, and he's going to be called for a charge. Got out of control with the ball. Tried to Euro step through it. Good defensive footwork there for the Crusaders. Offensively, the Crusaders, other than Anton Greer, have not been that efficient. But on the glass, they've been just destroying the PrimeTime players in this one. And with their perimeter defense and just crowding the ball handlers. They've been doing a fantastic job, and those two aspects have allowed them to climb right back into this one. So now we've got a battle early. PrimeTime looking to get back into that transition and ball movement offense that was working so well for them early on. They're sort of their calling card. Here's Turner. Almost another turnover, but Heath is able to write it down. 6 on the shot clock. Once again, another rebound for the Crusaders. Deep outside shot, no good. Another offensive rebound, this time by Andre Belton. And Greer is not on the floor right now. He's rebounded by Pratt. Pratt that first step is just a killer. Pratt just beating his man with a dribble. Like his man is a broom, a chair. Backhand flip. Drive, kick to the outside. That's going to be a charge. Actually, it's not going to be a charge. It's going to be a blocking foul going against Zarik Lolar of PrimeTime. And that's going to send Trey Suttles in. Lolar is going to go to the bench. Ball stays with the Crusaders. And I'm not sure what that was, a resetting of everything. 12 seconds on the shot clock here. Crusaders looking for offense. Suttles in, immediately picked up on defense. Fortenberry with the deep outside shot, rims out, just clangs over the front of the rim. Fortenberry has not been able to find the range today, and that's sort of his calling card. There's Turner, thought about a three, feeds it into the post. Suttles way off the block, out to Moore. Moore has not been able to get free today. Moore finds Suttles deep inside. Heath has sealed his man inside, but Heath not able to finish over the top, but he does draw the foul. P.J. Heath is going to go to the line for the PrimeTime players. And Heath, his first shot no good. He's 1 for 2 already on the day. So now he's 1 for 3. And his offensive output has not been out there. He had the first basket of the game with the dunk, the two-hand dunk. But only 6 points overall so far. Heath does a lot of things for this team. And he can play several positions. Crusaders still down by 3. Have not led since the first quarter. And they cut it to 1. That shot on the outside by Marcellus Dunn. And with Greer on the bench, Dunn and Belton are the guys, especially Dunn, that they look for offense. Turner stops. He's going to draw the foul at the mid-range, right at the elbow. I believe it's going to send Turner to the line for 2. So one thing you have to say about the PrimeTime players, are over there. A couple of guys are over there talking to Chris Thomas, head coach. As for the Crusaders, Fortenberry is going to go to the bench. T.J. Boykin in at the guard position. Chris Moore and P.J. Heath talking to Chris Thomas. And one thing you have to say about PrimeTime, they're not going to get rattled. The 2 shots by Turner puts the lead back out to 3. Knocked away by Trey Suttles. Ball will be a turnover to the PrimeTime. So PrimeTime with a chance once again to build on his lead. Pratt looking to get it to beat T.J. Boykin. Boykin with good defensive footwork. That time, good defense by Boykin, but he doesn't box out Pratt. Pratt with the offensive rebound looked to go up over the top of the dunk, and he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2. So Pratt almost had a spectacular play right there. But the shot rims out. An offensive free throw. I don't know why I said offensive free throw. That's the only kind of free throw you can have. You can't have a defensive free throw. Don't tweet me. I get it. Technically, it's correct, though. Second shot by Pratt. Rolls around, drops. Now Greer back in the game. Unfortunately for Greer, immediately turns the ball over. Stolen by Suttles. PrimeTime moving the ball. Suttles to Pratt. Now down to Heath. He's far outside. Finds Turner. Turner immediately doubled. Turner trying to use his size. Finds Moore. Moore should have shot that probably. Doesn't go down. Rebounded by Heath, and that's good. P.J. Heath with the putback. So a little bit of breathing room once again by PrimeTime. Now up by 6. Greer closed out by Heath. Greer with the 3. Closes that lead once again to 3. So Anton Greer comes in giving up buckets right away. We had a foul. PrimeTime. Moore finds the gap. Good. Chris Moore probably needs to be looking for a shot a little bit more. He's been the top assist man in the league early on. Battled out, and that is going to be a turnover over to PrimeTime, much to the chagrin of the Crusaders, as the referee says white. 64-59. PrimeTime not able to shake loose yet. Had that 20-point lead, and it looked like they were about to run the Crusaders out of the gym, but so far, once the Crusaders, behind the offensive firepower of Anton Greer, have been able to come back in this one, PrimeTime hasn't been able to shake them loose. Now Turner, Odell Turner at the line. Turner with 10 points on the game. First free throw is good. Second shot by Turner rattles in and good. That pushes the lead out to 7. So the back and forth is starting to ebb in the favor of PrimeTime. PrimeTime trying to find their defensive position. That's going to be a turnover, and the ball's going back over to PrimeTime. Odell Turner redirecting traffic. Gives it up to Heath. Heath feeds the post. Pratt looking to go over the top. Double team picked him up the top. Turner at the elbow. No good. And that is going to be a timeout, media timeout, or it's going to go over to the Crusaders, one or the other. Either way, we've got a timeout on the floor. Suttles tried to grab that rebound, tapped out, and so it'll be over to the Crusaders. Crusaders ball when we come back. 66-59 in favor of the PrimeTime players. We'll be back after the break. The two teams have talked things over, and we're back. 66-59. Crusaders. Here's the man that brought his firepower late to the game. Anton Greer looking to drift. P.J. Heath, this has been a great matchup. Heath has been the only player on primetime that seems to be able to slow Anton Greer down at all. And we got a loose ball foul. The Crusaders are going to inbound the ball on the side. Anton Greer to inbound. Stolen by Pratt. Good reading of the defense by Pratt. Moore driving, step back. He's going to be called for the charge. That is a tough call to go against Chris Moore. I thought he might have been called for steps. Chris Spriggs' shot, no good. Battled around, finally corralled by the Crusaders. As Marcellus Dunn comes down with it. Dunn over the top, no good. Another offensive rebound. Crusaders are just getting to every loose ball on the offensive end, but cannot finish on offense. That's been their Achilles heel all day. And DeAndre Pratt makes them pay once again. I believe that's going to be a 2 by Pratt. Crusaders working the ball around the perimeter deep. Shot is good by Anton Greer. That's going to be another 3 for Mr. Greer. Cuts that lead back to 6. Keeping the Crusaders within striking distance here. Just about 4 to play here in the third. So Chris Moore at the line. (69-62), 7-point lead. Greer, fake. Good ball movement. Greer calling for the ball back. Now he's directing traffic. He's telling his teammates, "You got to move. You got to move." He's right. Over to Spriggs. Spriggs way over the top. Deep outside shot. No good. Putback is good by Marcellus Dunn. Cleans it up. Marcellus Dunn with 14 on the day. Cuts it back to 5. Crusaders thought they had forced a turnover. Did force a turnover. They have to be happy with that. Their defensive effort in the second and third quarters, especially the second quarter, but they've been able to really stay close. Not only behind the firepower of Anton Greer, but also the defensive efforts they've put in. Here's Greer, picked up by Heath. Greer decides to pull from way out, almost gets it to go down. Tough shot. There's Turner in the backcourt. Turner, not primarily a ball handler, but does find Suttles. Suttles finishes inside. Trey Suttles. Suttles hasn't had a huge offensive output today. Drive by Belton. And bucket. Air ball by Odell Turner goes out. Pratt tried to save it, but it's going to be a turnover once again to the Crusaders. 2:35 left here in the third. Greer now running the point against Heath. This matchup has been fun to watch. At that time, Greer, the ball is knocked away, but picked up by Chris Spriggs. Crusaders are doing a good job just tapping the ball, keeping it in their own hands. But their offensive shooting outside of Greer, not consistent. Pratt thought about driving. Another turnover. Transition. Crusaders not able to really take advantage of it in transition, but do get the ball inside. And that is a score inside by Marcellus Dunn. And we got a timeout on the floor, I believe. No, they're just talking over something. I'm not sure what's going on. Marcellus Dunn with 16 on the day. 1:49 left here in the third. And despite the fact that PrimeTime has had as many as a 7-point lead here in the third, Crusaders not going away. Here they've got a chance to cut it even closer, but that early shot, no good. So PrimeTime pushing it back out with another bucket, 73-68. And they got a technical foul on PrimeTime. I think that went against Trey Suttles. And that's going to send Anton Greer to the line. Good development for the Crusaders, but you have to wonder why. Why PrimeTime would risk it. You know, sometimes your emotions just get the better of you. So 73-69 now. 4-point lead. Crusaders with the ball. 1:23 left. Spriggs up over the top. No good. Tapped out. Crusaders have been doing that masterfully, but then immediately turn the ball over. Just out of sorts. It's the kind of thing a coach would just tell them, slow down. You know, doing a great job with the tap back offensive rebound, but then blowing it on the shot or the pass. Under a minute now here in the third. Mobley up over the top. Mobley's shot rattles in. Mobley's second bucket on the day. So Crusaders snake bit here on the last few trips down the floor. Greer with a deep shot, no good. You have to again credit P.J. Heath with good defense. That time Heath fell off of him though, and Greer showed why you can't do that. Immediately with the three, Moore with a three, and that is good. Something we expect to see a lot more of from Chris Moore. He's only got 7 on the day, 6 on the day. 5-point lead, 6-point lead. Air ball, 10 seconds left. Here in the third, turnover, we're going the other way. So Crusaders will have one more possession before the end of the quarter. Let's see what they can do. Kind of a poor inbound play. It wasn't really given a chance to walk the dog with the ball up there. Kicks it outside. Deep shot. Good. That's only going to be a 2, though. 78-74 as Dunn's shot drops. He was not behind the NBA three-point line. So 4-point lead for PrimeTime going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this break. All right, as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, first I'll give you the quick disclaimer. As you guys have been with us all day, you know the deal. The scoreboard here is old in the gym, so as we bring the scoreboard up, until we get under 10 minutes, it will look incorrect. But even though it says 2 minutes on your screen, it's actually 12-minute quarters. So we're getting ready to start the fourth with PrimeTime continuing to hold on to that 4-point lead, 78-74. They have not trailed since the first quarter when they were down 13-9. They'd once led by 20 points. You just had a bird flying. The door is open next to me. So PrimeTime once led by 20 points. Anton Greer showed up in the second quarter, poured in about 18 points in the second quarter, and the Crusaders defense forced a plethora of turnovers. And here we are. But PrimeTime has not relinquished the lead, and Chris Moore's free throw pushes it back out to 5. So the Crusaders, their Achilles heel has been that they have not been able to convert offensively when it mattered. They've gotten tons of possessions. They've gotten themselves back in the game, but when they've gotten those, and right there, not closing out on DeAndre Pratt is a huge mistake. Pratt, the leading scorer. And just like that, PrimeTime pushes the lead back out to 8. So here's Greer. Beats Heath off the dribble, throws it, and it's going to stay with the Crusaders. Looked like it may have been tapped by a PrimeTime player. Marcellus Dunn back in as Chris Spriggs goes to the bench for the Crusaders. Crusaders working the ball around. Trey Suttles, and just like that, PrimeTime has retaken command of this game. Up by 10 now. Feed inside, good by Spriggs. Suttles up over the top. Shot no good. That rebound grab by Melvin Rogers. Belton shot misses everything. Another offensive rebound, this time by Dunn. He puts it up and good. Marcellus Dunn having a nice second half. Crusaders continue to hang around. 84-78 in favor of PrimeTime. Mobley almost turned the ball over. Gets it over to Moore. Outside to Heath. Heath with a nice feed inside to Suttles. PrimeTime still looking a bit out of sorts with the ball. Put back. Another rebound. That's crashing the glass. It's paying off for the Crusaders. Now here's Anton Greer. Greer drives. Took a shot to the face but keeps going. Deep outside shot by Belton. He's just not been able to find the range today from deep. And wide open is Brian Mobley. Mobley had a quiet day. Only 6 points in this one. And there's going to be a foul on the outside on the perimeter by Mobley. It's going to be away from the basket, so it's going to be an inbound right by Chris Thomas, who's talking to Anton Greer. Probably asking Anton, hey, what would it do for you to just take a quick timeout and rest? We put this game away. Greer, the deadliest offensive player out there for the Crusaders. A tough defensive matchup for the PrimeTime players. Fortenberry, deep outside shot, no good. Rebound ultimately corralled by Chris Moore. Moore, nice little crossover. Feeds Suttles, Suttles up and good. The assist to Moore. There's going to be a timeout called by the Crusaders as they're going to talk things over. So Trey Suttles starting to come on here in the fourth. PrimeTime back up by 10. 9:01 left in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Even though the Crusaders did trail by 20, now down by 10, had cut it to 1. They've really got to get back to what was working for them on those turnovers. But PrimeTime trying to seize control of this one down the stretch. And we'll see if they're able to do that. You're watching the ECBL here on netcastsports.com. I am Marcus Shockley. You can follow us on Twitter at netcastsports.com or at netcastsports, not .com. Last week, we appreciate the many thousands of you who joined us for the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament with all the NBA teams in attendance, and several players who will get invited to the NBA Combine and will hopefully hear their name called on draft day. We anticipate there will be a few, as there are every year in the Portsmouth Invitational. You can catch us next year as well, next April, more than likely, at next year's Portsmouth Invitational, 64 of the top college seniors. But right now we've got ECBL action as we are down the home stretch here in the regular season. As PrimeTime looking to remain as one of the only unbeaten teams in the league, with Carolina Thunder falling yesterday. Scoop shot by Greer, no good. Put back. Once again, the Crusaders just get to the ball a little. That's going to be Anton Greer actually stepped on the line as he drove. His back foot kicked back behind him, stepped on the baseline on the sideline. So that's going to be a turnover on Greer. He's continuing to do a good job with Greer. Deep shot by Pratt is good. DeAndre Pratt. Greer behind his back. Greer settling for that deep shot. I think that P.J. Heath may be bothering him somewhat. Driving good though. Cuts it back to 11. 91-80 now. Pratt up and good. And once again, this is about where we picked up at the beginning of the game. There's going to be a foul on the outside on Suttles as Greer was able to do a little in and out move with his dribble. And Suttles was forced to foul. So right now the Crusaders have got to stop. They've got to get those defensive stops, and they need points on every trip down the floor now. Down by 13. This is a critical point in the game for the Crusaders. Fortenberry, deep outside shot, no good. Misses everything. Rebounded by Heath. He gives it up to Moore, who's now going to run the point. Lola remains on the bench. Moore, scoop shot, good. Chris Moore. Moore with only 9 points on the day, but he's been effective here in the second half. Moore and Heath are two guys who just do whatever is needed. And it's not always about points. Rebound by Pratt, and he is fouled as T.J. Boykin hooked him with his arm. 15-point lead now for the PrimeTime players. P.J. Heath is talking to the referee probably about that hook, but you know it was called. Trey Suttles at the line. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 7:02 left. 17-point lead now as PrimeTime is on cruise control once again, 97-80. We'll take a break. We'll be back right after the break. Sounds of Ozzy Osbourne ringing through the gym. Not that common here in minor league. Normally you hear some R&B, some rap, some hip hop, something like that. Now we're breaking out some Ozzy. 97-80 in favor of Primetime. Under 7 to play. Chris Spriggs with the drive, kick out. You got a foul. It looks like it's going to be on Chris Moore. Reverse, no good. Oh, almost a handstand. And we got a foul on P.J. Heath. It looked like he may have accidentally undercut Dunn. Marcellus Dunn looks a little shaken up. And he's walking gingerly. He sort of doubled over there for a moment. Hopefully he's all right. It seems to be walking okay. You know, it looked like he was about to take a tumble and land on his head, but he was able to do a handstand to keep that from happening, but could have stretched his back a little bit. Chris Moore now running the point for Primetime. If the Crusaders are going to make a run at this one and have any chance, they need to do it right here. And here's something that could work for them. In transition, ball almost lost, kicks it outside to Spriggs. Spriggs shot, no good. That shot just not falling consistently for the Crusaders all day. Here's Suttles over to Mobley. We're nearing the 6-minute mark. Not a great shot by Mobley. Probably could have found something better. Here's Greer in transition. Cross over, and once again, every time Suttles finds himself matched up with Anton Greer, Greer is able to put it on the floor and just beat Suttles. Suttles forced a foul. Suttles more of a post player. Greer and Mobley sharing a laugh. Shot no good, rebounded by Suttles. And Primetime more than happy to just keep trading misses at this point. And that's not a miss. That's another shot by DeAndre Pratt. And he has been lighting it up all day. So this is an unofficial total, but right now I believe DeAndre Pratt has 39. Spriggs up and good. Chris Spriggs. Chris Spriggs with 10 on the day. And we go over 100. And again, we've got some issues with our scoreboard because of the age of the gym here, but we can fix that. We can adjust. Timeout on the floor. I believe we've got a last media timeout of the day. So we'd like to thank everybody for joining us today here on the broadcast here from South Carolina. Fort Mill, Bank Street Gym, historic Bank Street Gym. They're doing a lot of construction outside, so I understand that there's a couple things happening. Is that there's a new facility being built here in Fort Mill. Primetime expects to move over to that facility as their home gym. They anticipated that they would be doing that this year, but it looks like some construction delays have forced them to stay in the Bank Street Gym for at least one more season. And they are right now cruising. There's still almost 5 minutes left. Primetime looking to get that 9th win on the season and remain undefeated and atop the Southern Conference and the leading contender to repeat for the title. They are the defending champions. No one but Primetime has ever won the ECBL. Last year, Hickory made a run. This year, the Carolina Thunder were undefeated and who continue to challenge them. But the Thunder, who were in the championship game last year before the title series, the Thunder fell yesterday, so they are no longer undefeated, but they are 8-1 on the season. Shot rattles in for Marcellus Dunn. Second shot for Dunn is good. Dunn has had a decent day offensively. 22 on the day from Marcellus Dunn. Rare turnover, just a turnover by Moore and then a foul in the open court. Frustration, as he was probably more frustrated with himself. The ball, he looked like he was trying to pass the ball inside and just slipped out of his hand. And Crusaders need them. They need this. They need to be at the line shooting free throws with the clock stop. This is a benefit if they want any chance at all to cut into this lead. Now down by 16. Dunn once again. Odell Turner returns. Brian Mobley back to the bench. Zarik Lolar we have not seen in a while. Second shot from Dunn is good. So Dunn's 4 free throws cut the lead to 14 now. 4:35 left. Behind the back pass from Moore over to Suttles now deep outside. They continue to leave DeAndre Pratt open. That time it pays off, but I really don't think it's wise to leave DeAndre Pratt open. Blocked by Pratt, and Carolina feels like that was some goaltending. Pratt's athleticism on display on that last play. Moore inside to Suttles. Trey Suttles now with 10 on the day. Fortenberry finally gets one to go down. His first of the day. Could be too little too late. 102-89. And Anton Greer called for the foul as DeAndre Pratt hits the deck. Suttles now. Driving on Fortenberry. Suttles turns, spins, drops it in over the top. Trey Suttles. Nice little move. Greer, nice cut and finish. Anton Greer sort of quieted off since that ferocious outburst in the second quarter, and they switched over. A couple of different players finally found some defensive effort by P.J. Heath was effective at slowing Greer down. Battle inside. Finally, Turner coming up with an offensive rebound. Something that's been in short supply today for PrimeTime, but they get it when they need it the most. They're content to pull it back out. 16 on the shot clock. Turner. Ball knocked away by Fortenberry. I believe that's going to stay with PrimeTime. 13 on the shot clock now. Got some moisture on the floor. I've been in this gym many times over the years. I like doing broadcasts from here. It's not as humid today in here at all as it normally is. That may change. It will change as we get into the summer. Even when we were here last, maybe 2 weeks ago, I did not expect it to be as humid as it was that day. Heath absorbs the contact, but not able to finish. Rebound by Fortenberry, and then he's fouled. And now there's some shoving and some extracurricular activities, as everybody wants to discuss things over on in a way that's not associated with basketball. Frustration is boiling over here. 104-91 as Fortenberry will go to the line. Timothy Fortenberry, number 14. normally known as an outside sharpshooter, today has not been able to find the range. Only one three-pointer for him on the day. He's got a chance to add to that total here at the line. Unfortunately, not able to do so with his first shot. So 0 for 2 from the line for Fortenberry. He seems a little in dismay about that, but quickly recovers defensively, and that's going to be a foul, a charge on DeAndre Pratt. As that time, Anton Greer got the better of him. Really nice battle between a few players here. Anton Greer and DeAndre Pratt, and Anton Greer and P.J. Heath. How many players won battle with Anton Greer today? Greer picking up DeAndre Pratt on defense the last couple of possessions after Pratt was sort of just getting away from everybody that was guarding him. So Greer taking that challenge up. Meanwhile, on offense, Greer is being picked up by P.J. Heath every time. This is where you see where the coaches know their strongest defensive players, when they start making switches like that. Unfortunately, right now, the game has slowed a bit to a crawl as we near the 2-minute mark. Crusaders desperately need a bucket here. There's a lot of points to make up in a short amount of time. Spriggs driving, running shot, no good, but he's going to draw the foul. It's going to send Spriggs to the line. Actually, that's not Spriggs. That is Dante Ford. My apologies. Ford's first shot is good. Second shot, no good. Rebounded by Turner. Kick out to Moore. Moore doesn't really have numbers. Decides to pull it out. Cross court to Suttles. Obviously, PrimeTime in no hurry right here. 14 on the shot clock. Suttles left wide open out there, picked up by Fortenberry. It's kind of tough for Fortenberry with the athleticism of Suttles in that case, and Suttles just goes right by him and scores. Trey Suttles with another bucket. Greer absorbs the contact, and there he's going to be called for a charge as P.J. Heath got in front of him. Anton Greer with the foul with the offensive charge. 106-92, under 2 minutes to play. Time running out for the Carolina Crusaders. PrimeTime looking to just hold on and move on to 9-0 on the year. They'll be the first team to win 9 this season. And you have to wonder who will challenge PrimeTime this year. The Thunder definitely look like a candidate. And they will face off next week, I believe. Next Saturday. Over the top and good by P.J. Heath. Even though the Thunder lost yesterday, they were shorthanded, so you have to take that into account. And they are very familiar with this PrimeTime team, having battled them over the years and being in the same conference. Rebound by Moore. Moore behind the back. Almost lost the handle. 1:21 left in this one, folks. And the bucket here from PrimeTime is probably going to do it. But rebound by Greer. Greer attempting to call just too far over the top for Dunn. And that will likely be the end of it. We've got just over a minute to play. And Anton Greer going to the bench. He's probably done for now. He had a strong scoring half in the first. That switch over to P.J. Heath did an effective job at slowing him down. Now Pratt over to Turner. And right now, it looks like PrimeTime just content to do their best. Running out of the clock. Impression. Fortenberry to Dunn. Carolina just looking to run some offense here of some type. Shot, no good. Rebounded by Moore. Moore might have gotten fouled a little bit on there, but Pratt with the tomahawk jam for emphasis. And I've got unofficially Pratt down for 41 on the day. We'll see how the final box score rolls out. But 27.9 on the clock. Late bucket by the Crusaders. It's pretty much all but done. 21 on the shot clock, so they've got to take at least one shot. Turnover. So this may be the last. This may be the last possession of the game. For Fortenberry, his shot no good. Rebounded by Dunn. Dunn up and good. So Marcellus Dunn closes it out. 108-96, ladies and gentlemen, as the clock runs out here. Prime time. Players move on to 9-0. The only undefeated team in the Southern Conference. Next week they will face the Carolina Thunder, who are 8-1. And that should be a great matchup in a lot of South Carolina. The Crusaders fall to 3-5, 3-6 actually, 3-6 on the season. And that's going to do it here from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.